When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
One of my biggest heroes in life was Robert Mondavi, and he has a quote which I love to use. In fact, it's now on my website, and to paraphrase, it's all things in moderation except for a few glorious exceptions. And I think Robert Mondavi said it, and I believe it, that a celebration, any celebration, even though our format is weddings, it's really any celebration. A celebration, it begins at the table. It's about sharing your experience, sharing food, sharing fun, sharing stories, sharing music, sharing the experience. We're a little bit of everything. We act as a catering company, but we don't call ourselves a catering company, but we do. We have the chef, we have the service staff, we manage it all. And then the real added bonus of an off the beaten path wedding is we take care of all the fun visuals, the fun things that really make it an off the beaten path experience. The cute little signage, whether it's a little chalkboard or something written on stone. It's all the little touches. It's the little rosemary and lavender nosegays on the napkins. It's all the touches that people don't think of, but we completely prioritize. And we completely, after all of that, we also completely manage your day. So we don't really define the company as wedding coordinators. We really are more event stylists. We style your event from the location to the food, to the wine, to the experience, to the talent, to everybody who comes on board. I work with a chef who is all about farm to table, and for every wedding he sources locally. He goes to the farmers markets. You're never going to have a meal that isn't completely from the garden. And so he's very, very passionate about wine country, about the food, and about how it works with the wine. The locations are truly, they are properties that you will never find in any internet search or in any book or any guide. They are what I'd like to say under the radar. In fact, I jokingly say we should be called under the radar weddings instead of off the beaten path weddings, because the properties are exclusive to me. They're all of them scream wine country. They're different. It might be an organic farm surrounded by vineyards. It might be an estate that has a Tuscan feel. It might be an elegant country home that is quintessentially wine country. I think that the beauty of the off the beaten path wedding is you take my years and years of living, working, and playing in the wine country. You can't come here from, whether it's from the Bay Area or Ohio or New York or Chicago, and the value of having this person that has access to the best talent in the Bay Area. And with me, because I'm very passionate about what I do, it's not just about talent, because there's a lot of talent out there. It's so much more than that. It's beyond just their talent at their craft. It's who they are as people. It's their passion. It's how they are on site. It's how they interact with you. It's how they interact with your guests. It's how the team interacts with each other. The more and more positive that is, the better the event's going to be. That the guests are going to get this sense of, I mean, it's not to sound crazy, but it's magic. It's magic. I call it the A team, but when you have the A team and when they're all there together to work on this event, it sings. It's magic. You hit all your marks and everything just goes exactly according to plan. And I think there can't be enough said about that, because it's often what's missed. I would almost call it live theater, that people don't approach a wedding like live theater. They approach it like an event where it needs to be approached like live theater. There has to be a timeline that's minute by minute by minute, and there has to be someone managing that, and it can't just be that the guests arrive at 4 and the dancing's at 8, and I mean, it has to be how every piece of this event is going to come together. I have worked really hard to brand that, to brand what is a quintessential wine country experience.
You've got a friend in me when the road looks rough ahead.
So we really can't imagine having gone through this process without Mary Ellen. And really, I think because she just was able to listen and pick up on what we were really looking for. What all of our friends and family said was the most beautiful weekend they had ever experienced, just a beautiful weekend filled with love. Mary Ellen did that by simply her expertise and thinking of all of these things that we never would have thought of, but also just in terms of helping us think about the best value for our money and where it made sense to focus attention, and maybe things that weren't as important, and just helped us realize the magic of what off the beaten path weddings can do, and we really felt that and experienced it, and it was really, really quite special. So we can't say enough wonderful things about Mary Ellen and Off the Beaten Path weddings. It really was just the best weekend of our lives.
Maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way